Rover fans. I just wanted to make a quick video of tips and tricks that I learned while I was taking out my headliner of my Discovery 2. This is an '04 Discovery 2 with 2 sunroofs. I also had a small leak by one of my sunroofs, so I'll show you what I found and what I did about that. But anyway, to get the headliner out, there are other videos about that. Yeah, just follow your way around and taking things out without trying to break too many clips. And the one thing that I had to bring up was, with the 2 sunroofs, the last spot that would not release was up in this area where the switch is for the second sunroof. So what I found was the following. Right underneath the switch, which is right here, there's a screw up in there. This screw is clearly visible and accessible when you pull the switch out. So pull your switch out, or if there's a panel here because you don't have a sunroof in the rear, pull a little blank out and you should see that screw. That released this whole contraption that was along here. The front pillars were straightforward. Here's one of them here. They have 3 clips on them. Here's one with the clip still in place. You can just pull these out, so when you pull them away, they will come out hopefully without breaking. However, the side pillars, that was different. Side pillars, there is a clip like that up top. You can lever the top of it out. However, the sides have these jobbers right here, this jobber. They are sideways. If you pull out too much like this, you will break them. See that thing? They connect to these tabs that are right in here. So what you basically do is get in there and start to lever it out this way and pull it sideways, and then you can see the tab. And I just basically stuck a screwdriver in there, wiggled it a bit, and got these off. They're still connected, of course, to the seat belt, so you don't need to remove them, just pull the top out. And then basically the whole header did just come out, like the other videos. If you take off the handles and the whole front contraption right there, that was all pretty straightforward with screws and some clips. Check your drains. I blew mine out with compressed air, and there was debris in there, pine needles and all sorts of little things, so that's good to get out. So, also, work lights. Of course, while you've got the liner out, perfect time to add additional lights or wiring. I added some wiring that went all the way from back here. I added this awesome little work light in back. I've always wanted one of those. Ran the wires all the way up front, and I'm gonna have 2 switches in the pillars. I got a work light on the front, the back, and then I also put one on the front. So talking about leaks. So here's mine on the front. It's almost done. I just got to build a pillar underneath here of neoprene to cushion that. So what I found, I already put this back together, but the bolt is right underneath here. And what I found was when I took this out, I think only the 2004s had these large ones, but it might be the same situation for the smaller ones, which are all the other models. There was debris and moisture in here. It had been collecting in here, and I live in a fairly dry area, but if I lived in a very wet area, I bet I'd already have rust on my roof, but I didn't. And those things connect easily with one bolt here and then one bolt in back. You can see my little wires from my switch. There's just barely enough to work with. These will actually come down to hot wires here, hot and ground, and I'll have a couple of switches just right here. Some nice switches, and that's gonna be cool for my work lights. So, sunroof leak. When it sat out in the rain, I noticed I had a leak, and it was, of course, coming out of this area in general. And it turned out to be some of the easiest things, which are the 4 bolts that are here that actually hold the glass down to the sunroof itself, were a little bit loose, and I could see drops coming through there. So, took them out, put silicone on the outside, put them back, put fresh thread lock, and then crank those down a little bit. And also there was a very teeny leak right here by my drain. I blew out the drains right here. So I dug out some silicone, put new silicone on there, and I've done several water tests, and so far so good. So anyway, those are the little tips I learned about the liner. It actually was not that hard. Like a lot of others say, I started on it, and before I knew it, within, I don't know, hour or two, I had the headliner out, and I've got some fabric. I picked up some foam back fabric from a hobby store and spray glue, and I'm just going to recover that with that, and I'm sure that'll go on just fine. So anyway, there's your tip of the day from another Rover guy, because that's what Rover people do for each other.